Uh, my name's Dean, and well, most of you might know me as the guy who works at Games Lab. Otherwise, hello. Not really that good at magic. The purpose of these videos is to actually improve myself. So I'd like to get any and all suggestions in the comments. Um, but yeah, as for this event, it's a Innistrad block draft, premier draft, starting in a minute here. Here we go. As soon as Magic Online works properly. Now, for this set, I tend to like white. The easy pick here is, of course, the increasing devotion. For first picks, I tend to not worry about signaling and such. I don't think people should. We've got the Drog Skull Captain here as well. We've got the Burning Oil. Yeah, it's a pretty alright pack actually. The Double Burden of Guilt. So yeah, interesting pack. But the sheer, well, quite frankly, increasing devotion is a bomb. It just does a lot. It's the bomb that gives again, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna make this pick. Now, Now when I said I do tend to go towards white in this draft, that doesn't say that I will force it if I have to, but yeah, interesting pack. We've got the Strangleroot Geist, I guess the Kessig Recluse, and the Diagraph Captain. Now, Captain is interesting because Blue-Black is pretty underdrafted at the moment, and you do get the only advantage of the Blue-Black is only in actually Dark Ascension. So you get the Diagraph Captain, I guess maybe Gravecrawler if you're lucky, or Zombie Apocalypse if you're lucky. Doesn't seem to have enough oomph in the other packs. So I'm going to go with Strangleroot Geist here. Mainly because of the strength of white-green and just pumping it out there. Okay, this pack's a bit more interesting. So, I really like Face Shield, but that's a thing that can go late, and it's much of a muchness when you have Ranger's Guile in Innistrad. We've also got Vengeful Vampire, which is a bit too high costing for my like. We've got Forge Devil here, which is pretty underrated. We've got Hinterland Hermit here, which is really quite good, and Ulvenwald Bear, which is also quite good. So the thing here is even though I've made those first two picks, I don't like marrying my picks, especially this early on. So I'm going to go with the Hinterland Hermit and pray for the best. Oh, okay. Now, getting some strong signaling here. Basically, Briar Pack Alpha is very, very good. It just does a lot. It actually does quite a bit. +2/+2, get 3/3 body, flash. Can't really go wrong with this card most of the time. I'm taking this as a very strong signal. So let's see how this goes. Other cards in this pack, I guess. We've got the Silverclaw Griffin. We've got the Stormbound Geist. And the Divination as well. Can never forget Divination. So hopefully the person next to me is taking blue, but I've got definitely in green. Okay. this is where it gets painful, because I'm going to have to take this card. Grave Tiller Worm just ends games. It actually just ends games. But I'm going to be very sad about passing this card and passing this card. Hardly getting any red either, which is also quite weird. So hopefully the person I'm passing to is going to see these blue cards and just snap them up. Otherwise, I'm going to be in a very precarious position if they end up taking these. So yeah, Grave Tiller Worm it is. Okay. So considering I haven't been passing a lot of red cards, the Pieheart Wolf is looking pretty attractive. Only because I've been passing some good white cards. Better white cards than the red cards in any case. Tracker's Instinct isn't really for this type of deck that I've got in mind. Especially with my quite aggressive creatures here. So I'm leaning towards the Pieheart Wolf, but I could be wrong, and it could be the Gather the Townsfolk. But considering what I've already passed, Pieheart Wolf is looking like the best pick here. So here we go. Okay, so we've got a Seance here. It's a rare, but it's quite a crappy rare, unfortunately. Crushing Vine is actually quite good. It's probably about here, probably in terms of mid picks. We've got the Divination again to show that the person should be in blue. Reap the Seagrath. Maybe they've gone blue-black, I'm not sure, of course. Passed another Seagrath a couple of packs back, so that's going to be quite interesting. Now, the Albrus, the Binding Blade. This card's probably around this pick as well. I think it's actually underrated. Maybe should be higher, but tend to see it around this position. I'm very happy at picking it in this slot over the Crushing Vines. Okay, so the Vengeful Vampires come back. I think most people do agree that it's quite high costing, as good as it can be. A 6-drop in black, that's not... It's not exactly a bomb either. You've got your other things in black at 6 cost, like your Zombie Apocalypse and such. I guess you've also got your Sturmgeist, you've got Geralf's Mind Crushers. But I'm going to take the Village Survivors here and be pretty happy with that. If only because it's got quite a big body here. Okay. So these picks are much of a muchness. Reap the Seagrath again. So that's going to be good for the guy I'm passing to. Well, hopefully he's taking the signaling. We've got Clinging Mists and Evolving Wilds as the picks here. I really like Clinging Mists, only because people never see it coming. And I never want too many Evolving Wilds, mainly because I think Shimmering Grotto is sometimes better. Sometimes, depends on your deck. So I'm going to take the Clinging Mists because of the WTF factor, basically. Okay. Getting to the dregs of the packs here. Counterlash really doesn't do much, isn't really worth that many ticks. Grave Purge is interesting. Not in my colors. But I'm going to take Tracker's Instincts, just to prevent any kind of confusion in terms of what my opponent next to me will be picking. The Hollowhenge Beast is quite surprising to see this late. 5 cost 5/5, can never really go wrong here. Okay. We've got Squire, Spiteful Shadows, and Bar the Door, so not really that much of a pick here. Ray of Revelation's a pretty good sideboard card, so quite surprised to see that quite late. And so is Saving Grasp, so yeah, should be interesting. And Squire is the last pick instead of a land. Okay. So green is looking pretty good. I don't think I passed too many good green cards. And we got the Albrus as well. Let's see what this Innistrad pack is giving us. So we got Geist Flame here. maybe the closer dupe if we wanted to really force the white. We've also got Pitchburn Devils here. I do rate Geist Flame above Pitchburn Devils. Basically just following the basic rule of red. Bombs, removal, evasion, attack, defense. So with Geist Flame here, I've got 2 opportunities to kill something off. Pitchburn Devils is kind of like that, but it's more restricted, of course. So I think the pick is Geist Flame here. Also got Tribute to Hunger, but of course haven't been picking any black. Been passing black along to my left. I think my right might easily be black, I'm not sure. It did pass me quite a few Read the Sea graphs. I think to my right, possibly looking at a blue deck. But we'll see what happens. So Geist Flame it is. And here we go with another Geist Flame. Some people would say I'm wrong. Oh, that's interesting. Another Throwbent Sentry and a Doom Traveler. Then again, the rare is missing here, so of course might have just picked the rare out. I'm going to take the Geist Flame again. It's because that Colstis is interesting. A few people do rate this higher than I do. I tend to think it's too slow and it costs you too many cards. Too much tempo, sorry. If you're getting rid of a guy, then to get rid of their guy, yeah, it's not very good. Again, it just feels a bit more restricted than the Geist Flame does. Even though this is only dealing 1 versus the 2, at least I can save up my 5 mana and deal 2. Okay. Interesting. So we've got the Voiceless Spirit here. We've got the Ashmouth Hound here. And the Village Ironsmith here. Now considering I am red-green, Village Ironsmith is looking quite good. The Voiceless Spirit, interesting. It's very interesting. Not sure what else they would have picked over it. Maybe an actual Sentry. What's missing here? The uncommon and the rare. I'm going to take the benefit of doubt. Actually go for the Ironsmith. Mainly because red-green. It's quite the nut high when you get these late as well. So, and it's not too much lower than the Ashmouth Hound. Even though in a vacuum, I tend to take the Ashmouth Hound. Most of the time anyway. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. So clearly, the person next to me is not white. Even though they have every reason to be, or not green. We've got the Interloper, so the person I'm passing to is pretty happy. I wish I was a bit more happy. I'm going to take the Gallows Warden. If indeed I am white, then this is probably a good place to start. Okay, so finally, my first green card that is playable in this pack. Just gonna make an adjustment here just to see how it's all looking. Hide these cards that won't be played by me. This is just the normal things that I usually go through in the draft. Okay. Very interesting. I would make the Hamlet Captain pick in this pack, regardless if I was green-white or green-red, mainly because werewolves do start off as humans, and green-white do tend to be a lot of humans as well. We'll see how we go. Huh. Interesting. So we've got the Village Ironsmith again. We've got the Awkward, whatever. Spirit here as well. So clearly the white picks have just been one of those things, I guess, with packs. I like the Spirit because it does go quite well with the Binding Blade. And then we've also got the Village Ironsmith, which isn't actually that bad with Binding Blade. Anyway. And again, I do like the little synergy with the Moon Mist that do come late. So I'm going to take the Ironsmiths here. Okay, so clearly the guy's also not blue. Hopefully, Back from the Brink is quite good. Then I can splash the Ray of Revelation from the sideboard to deal with that card. In any case, I think my choices here are the Spider and the Riot Devils. Now, considering we've got 2 5-drops already, Spider is quite a good 5-drop. And take the Spider here. Feral Ridgewolf, quite a good card. Curse of the Pierced Heart, not really worth consideration. Not my deck for Desperate Ravens, even though it's quite a good card. Forbidden Alchemy this late is quite good for the person I'm passing to. Bramble Crush, good sideboard card. Gnaw to the Bone, again not the type of deck that I'm playing. So we've got Feral Ridgewolf, and I'm quite happy with this pick. It's quite a good tempo card. You drop it, they forget about it, and hopefully goes over for the win there. Might even trade, so, and it goes quite good with this guy as well. So that's another consideration. Cloistered Youth this late. Do want to say I don't mind facing against this card, but it's just weird getting this card quite late in the pack. I guess the only real consideration is Nightbird's Clutches, and it's not actually that bad of a card. Especially with an aggressive archetype here. So I'm taking this. So this pack really has nothing for me. This is the only red card and not very good at all. So, Lost in the Mist. I'm taking this card mainly because it's the best card in the pack. So, the less good cards my opponents have, better for me, I hope. Now, the Full Moon Rise versus the Moon Mist. This is quite good for me. So, at least we got that going. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up a few Moon Mists in the other packs. At least one. I like having at least one. But the Full Moon Rise is quite good. Quite good. Again, not much for me. Make-A-Wish isn't very good. Never found it to do anything interesting. Spare from Evil. Too many blowouts against this card, and too many blowouts by me as well. It's quite a good card. So, it's almost main deckable, but that might come another day. And again, Lost in the Mist is the best card. Just gonna make some adjustments here. Hide that. Hide that. It's all looking very cohesive at the moment, so let's see what the third pack brings us. So we've got a Reckless Wave, Blazing Torch, Feral Ridgewolf, Wraith of Geist, I suppose. So I'm leaning towards the Blazing Torch. Reckless Wave is it's okay in this type of deck. This deck isn't as all in werewolves as of yet though, and it might not be. So just playing it safe with the Blazing Torch here, which is always going to make your deck. Color Shock, which like you can't even dismiss the can't be blocked by vampires or zombies as well. It's been quite a few games where I've won because of that, so that's also useful. But yeah, Color Shock wins over conditional 3-2. Okay, so I get past the Midnight Haunting. But again, there is the villages of Estwald here. Now I could splash for white. Midnight Haunting's pretty good. But I think I'll be quite I can be quite confident in getting this come back around, maybe even this. This will most definitely come around. This card is interesting. Actually, it's just a dork. A lot of times it's just a 5-cost 4/4. Having this as a 5-cost 4/5 in Vigilance is just better. So Villages is going to make my deck for sure. So So we've got Spider spawning here, which is still quite good even if you're not going for the deck. Just have a high creature density and it'll still get there. And splashing a black isn't really hard in this set with Shimmering Grottos and Evolving Wilds. We've got another Ironsmith here. Kessig Wolf, it's quite a late pick really. Festerhide Boar, which is quite underrated, I think. Most of the time it's just a 4-cost 5/5 trample. In this type of deck anyway. The Spider Spawning. I think I'm going to take the Spider Spawning. I'm already at 13 creatures, and I'm going to be happy to run at least 15. Probably cutting the Nightbird Clutches, but in any case, Spider Spawning is the pick here. That's probably quite iffy for some people, I guess. Foil. Okay. So we've got Feral Ridge Wolf, Riot Devils, and the Spirit. The Spirit's probably the pick here. Even though Riot Devils is quite attractive, it's got the right toughness for this format. And by that I mean like 3 toughness. If you notice that even with the creatures that I've got here, 2 power, 2 power, 2 power, 2 power, 1 power. Yeah, kind of gets there a lot. Okay, so we've got Naturalize, which is okay. Armored Scarb, Moon Heron. And the Demon Male. Demon Male is probably more suited to token decks. There's not a lot of things that I'm willing to sacrifice here. But I might run this card. Moon Heron, it's probably the best card in the pack, but as I said, I might actually run Demon Male. Just make things beefy enough, and I might have enough creatures to sacrifice to it. So we have Riot Devils here. Quite an easy pick. The only thing that really contends is the One-Eyed Scarecrow. In this type of deck, I want my creatures to be attacking. And it's always better to go for attack over defense in limited anyway. So Riot Devils it is. Here we are, finally. Late pick Moon Mist, as I was hoping. See, the thing is, as I was hoping, but this deck probably doesn't need it. Unfortunately. Got 1, 2, 3, 3 werewolves. Late pick spirits, that's pretty good. Another makeshift mauler to deal with. Need the spirit here. I'm gonna take the alchemy. It's the best card in the pack. I'm not gonna be playing any of these cards, so taking the best card in the pack is probably the option there. Got a Lab Maniac, a Moon Mist. Again, only have 3 werewolves. Well, I also have a couple of wolves, which... sorry, 4 werewolves and a couple of wolves. Let's see how it goes. Traitorous Blood, Forbidden Alchemy, and Occultist. Take the Blood. It's a good sideboard card. Now, either of these cards, quite good for that particular deck, as in the mill deck. So, I'm just going to take whatever. Take a Dream Twist here. And a Celador. Good old last pick Celador. This is actually quite a good sideboard card. I don't know why this probably shouldn't be this late. Well, shouldn't be picked over a land anyway. Oh well. Okay. Let's just see how this deck is shaping up before Moto loads the deck builder. Demon Mail's actually looking okay. So I can equip it to this guy, to this guy, to this guy, to this guy. It's quite good when this guy is out. Equipping it to this guy is quite good as well. And this guy when he's flipped. Very standard type of deck. But I do have a couple of bombs here, here, here. Just not sure if it's worth running the Moon Mist. Got 4. 4, 5, 6. Probably not worth running Moon Mist. So this is 24 cards. I think I'm probably going to cut the Clinging Mists. Anyway, I'll be just stopping the recording here to see where I'm at. And I'll be back with deck building.